Hey everyone, and welcome back to AzerothASMR. Today we start our first journey into random dungeon groups. That is to say, we are starting our first dungeon. Sleepy Girl is currently enjoying the view in Westfall. And as we take in this brief moment of tranquility and nature, I hope you're doing very well today. So, since we hit level 15, we now have access to the random dungeon finder. This will group us with other players who want to do dungeons without having to group up manually and going to do the dungeons themselves. So we can all queue up and choose a role and do a randomized dungeon. So we will be queuing up as a healer instead of damage. And we'll get some random dungeon rewards for doing it this way. So we'll get a satchel of helpful goods, 14 pieces of silver, and 19,000 experience points. Needless to say, this is a very good tool to level fast, although repeated use of the dungeon finder tool will lead to less rewards. And also, you could argue that just questing will do this, but much faster because there aren't so many breaks. You don't have to do so many things in dungeons, yada yada. All boring stuff that isn't necessarily interesting, but I thought you should know. So we're going to open our bag, put on our hood, and queue up for a random classic dungeon. And depending on which dungeon we get, well, you'll see. So we should be thrown together in a group fairly early because we are a healer. But just in case, I'm going to try to edit around my noisy neighbor who walks like a one-person stampede upstairs. So if there are any cuts in the video, I'm sorry about that. I'm just trying to make sure you get the best sleepy experience. But yeah, as we wait to get queued up, I'm just going to walk around and see if I can finish the quest It's Alive. And to do that, we need to find an overloaded harvest golem and activate it with our Harvest Watcher heart. Here it is.
It's too far away.
So in this quest, we possess a harvest golem. We have to kill 25 other harvest golems. And in order to do that, we have access to a bunch of moves and tools. And by that I mean we have 2 moves. We have a regular punch move, and then we have this running move that allows us to move a little bit faster and take out more with us. I'm trying to get a big cluster of them. Here we go. Only 10 more. Come over here. Four more. And the last one. Alright, so we're good. I like that quest because it gives a decent chunk of XP without having to do much manual labor. I mean, the golem that you possess kind of does its job for you, so real simple quest. Get that XP. And you can also ride the wave on this harvest golem for a little bit and get you boosted. to where the quest is turned in, although it occasionally will throw you out of stuff like that. So let's go turn in this quest. And I think after that, we'll be moved on to the next part of the Westfall quests.
Greetings.
Yep.
Bless you.
So we got new boots as well. So let's equip those. Where are you? The Harvester boots. Great.
Hello.
So, about 4 years ago, in the dead of night, a little girl walked right into our farmhouse and collapsed on the floor. Nobody had a clue as to her identity. The poor little thing had no recollection of who she was or where she came from. Truly a lost soul. Soon after, we adopted the little girl and named her Hope, for that is what she represented. She is now a young lady caring for the destitute and homeless of Westfall. Take my Westfall stew to her at Sentinel Hill, south of here.
Farewell.
So we will now go and meet Hope Saldean. I enjoy Westfall as a leveling hub. I think it's a really nicely designed area. I do like how Westfall is designed. It actually, I'm gonna say something here, and I hope you don't hate me for saying it. But Westfall reminds me of New Jersey. At least in the area that I grew up in Jersey. And by I grew up, I mean I lived there for about 2 years. When I was a real little kid, like 3 years old. Oh, we're gonna grab this flight path from Thor, the god of thunder. Here we go.
Greetings.
So
For the Alliance.
that guy wants us to go to the Ridgefall Mountains, Red Ridge Mountains, but we're not gonna go there right now. And here's Hope. Yes, I heard about the Furlborough murders. It's very tragic, but such tragedy is a way of life in Westfall. There are many people here who simply no longer have the means or inclination to keep themselves fed. They have given up hope. Do you understand what it means to be left so hopeless as to stop caring about life? We must work together to show them that there is hope, that with the dawning day, a better life comes. Take my mother's Westfall stew and help feed the homeless around Sentinel Hill. We're also going to sell our junk to Quartermaster Lewis. Oh, I realized this as I was editing my last video, but we're enchanters, which means that we can disenchant green items, and I sold them like a moron. So basically, one of the professions in World of Warcraft is enchanting. And with enchanting, oh, let's pick up this quest.
Be careful.
Okay. I think this guy just had the... Does he have a quest for us as well?
You need something?
Oh, he wants us to slay 12 gnolls. And we have... Oh. False alarm. We totally got Pretty Woman there. Wow. Well, while we wait for the queue to come back up, let's attack some bandits. So we have to retrieve gnoll attack orders from one of the gnolls. We also have to kill 12 of them, so it'll be a good way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Or 2 gnolls with 1 spell. Whatever you fancy. And here we are queued up again. So I'm gonna finish killing these gnolls here. Loot them. Ah, we got the orders, and we'll enter the dungeon. So it's making sure every player is ready. we're ready. The tank is ready. 2 of our 3 DPSs are ready. So, for the uninitiated, a regular 5-man team for World of Warcraft, a party for a dungeon, consists of a tank, a healer, and 3 damage classes. So this dungeon is called the Deadmines, and it has overlap with the Westfall quests. See, here's Horatio Lane, and here's Glubtalk. So if you've been watching, we ran into Glubtalk in the Westfall video, and now we have to kill him. So it all comes full circle. And because I'm healing, I'm going to prioritize my teammates here. So basically my job as the healer in the dungeon is to obviously heal my teammates, but also to do a little bit of my own damage to the monsters that we all face. So I like healing because it requires you to multitask in a way that I think is really satisfying, because often when you play this game, occasionally you'll run into a bad healer, and maybe it's not their fault, maybe they're just new to the game, maybe they haven't healed before, whatever the reason. But I like being the person responsible for the health of my team, because generally I can actually do a pretty good job. But you see what I mean with this experience? Like, the experience points are just absolutely piling up. Totally forgot I had a shield, wow. Shield's like my most powerful tool. So, dungeons tend to be about 20 minutes, give or take, at least the Deadmines is. And because I'm going on vacation next week, I want to make sure that I continue to upload some videos, so I might make this its own video, the Deadmines. That way, I can record a couple more for you guys, and not sit here for 4 hours. As much as I would love to do that, I'm recording this on a work night. So here's Glubtalk, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna shield our tank, and then when we're not worried about his health over here, we're just going to spam smite on Glubtalk. Here's Glubtalk's special move, where he puts, or they put, a bunch of runes all over the place and try to hit everybody with them. But we're too strong for that. And just like that, he's defeated. And look at that, guys. We're level 16. And we looted the Miner's Cape, which will give us some stat boosts. So blue items, unlike green items, are rare items. They're classified as rare. And generally, they're the kind of items you want to find in the early levels. Because they tend to give stat boosts where you need it. I'm actually going to switch heal and Shadow Word Pain. I don't know why we're heading down this way. This might be this person's first foray into Deadmines, because normally you just go the other way. That's okay. We're just exploring. I'm getting hit by this monkey, I think. Which I really don't appreciate. Oh, poop. That guy died. Oh, that wasn't the best reflection of me. Let's resurrect our tank. Wow, I did a really bad job there. I guess I just lost track of his health. There he is. Sorry about that. Just want to make sure that everybody is of good health. We're gonna really skip the chest in the middle? Yeah, I was gonna say, you gotta get the chest. There you go. Okay. Let's make sure our tank doesn't die. So normally, this is a druid, our tank. Gilius is a druid. And they are queued for the tank role, but oddly enough, they are playing in their moonkin form. This is what this owl form is called, moonkin. Which is odd because normally when druids queue up as a tank, they stay in their bear form. Druids can turn into bears, cats, they can turn into restorative trees. They're shapeshifters. They're a really cool class, one of my favorites. So it's just odd to me that our tank isn't in the normal tanking form, which is the bear form. It's odd. Oh, this is really intense stuff, guys. Normally I don't have to heal this much. I think it's just because I'm with newer players, possibly. Oh, who knows? Maybe the dungeons are just getting harder. Or maybe I'm just a bad healer. Anything is plausible. I love the Deadmines. It's one of my favorite. And see, we have to kill another one of the bosses in a quest. But like I was saying, the Deadmines is one of my favorite dungeons. It's one of the first dungeons I played ever in my history of the game. So, very near and dear to my heart. This guy is gonna call the pain on us. Bombs, real good for ASMR. Yeah, this tank isn't much of a tank, to be honest. I am barely healing these guys by the skin of their teeth. By the skin of my teeth? I'm not certain. I'm getting attacked on all sides. See, he's finally a bear, thank God. Now he can actually take some damage. We're almost done.
I didn't need him. Not when I've got you, Oos.
And now he's gonna hop on every one of our teammates and try to make our lives a living hell. Why are you in your moonkin form, dude?
The scales have tipped.
Hey, and we got some serious cuffs. Which are actually not a great increase for us, so we're not going to equip them. Okay, down deeper into the mines. But yeah, back when I first started the game, there wasn't this dungeon finding tool, so you kind of had to group up with people and find people who were willing to make a trip to the dungeons in the game. Which I kind of miss because it grew a more sense of community. Now you're just kind of lumped together with strangers. But you could actually make some in-game friends that way. And I ran the Deadmines because I had no idea when I was first playing, like, that there were even dungeons. And a person in my guild was like, hey, we're gonna run Deadmines. Anybody want to come? And I was like, what's Deadmines? And they were like, we'll take you, we'll show you. And, you know, we grouped up right in front of the Deadmines and we walked in together and we did the entire instance, which is pretty, as you're seeing, elaborate. You just go deeper and deeper into these mines, and the Defias are in charge, and, you know, things like this. But it was really hectic, and we died a couple times, but it was just so cool to, like, do a dungeon, like, at all. Something I never thought I'd actually do in the game. Because when I first got the game, I was just very, you know, I was exploring everything. I didn't know what things did. It was nice to play with people who had the patience to teach me, a noob, how to play the game. Anyway, on to the next room. The Faux Reaper 5000. Why? Man, this guy really doesn't want to do it the right way at all. This guy really wants us all to die, I guess. This is the most peculiar tank I've had in years. Years is probably stretching the truth a bit, but, you know. Okay. I forget. I think there's one more Defias Watcher or Reaper after this, and then we do the Faux Reaper 5000. And here we go. I think they changed how he looked.
Faux Reaper 5000 online. All systems nominal.
So same thing we did with the last bosses, we're just gonna wail on them.
Overdrive engine activated. Safety restrictions offline. Catastrophic system failure in the target. Target acquired. Harvesting service threshold.
Wow.
System failure. Weak clock import 2. Shutting down.
Wow, we got the Emberstone staff. It's a nice staff. Unfortunately, our staff is a little better, but it looks really nice. Okay. And now deeper into the mines, which will be the name of the episode, I think. Deeper into the Deadmines. So normally in dungeons, the jargon for these enemies that we're fighting, they're normally called trash mobs. Basically, enemies that exist to be enemies. You know. So there's normally a lot of trash in early dungeons, but they're also not really trash necessarily because they do award experience points. When you hit max level, though, that kind of goes out the window. They become trash again because they don't really drop anything interesting. Wow, I'm taking a lot of damage here. Yeah, the Defias are using blood magic now. It's crazy. Come on, why are we going that way? This guy will be the death of me. I had to help there. Okay, I think we're almost done. Yeah. So, very much like the Goonies, there is a giant pirate ship inside the mines. We really should be stepping out of the blood circles, but I don't know, it's already too late. We're here. But yeah, look, it's just a giant pirate ship in the bottom of the mines. And these areas here with charred ground, cannon fire lands there, so you want to wait for it to pass, otherwise it'll knock you off, like it just did to our tank.
I'm out of range.
I don't think this person has ever run the Deadmines before. I don't think this person has ever tanked before. It's okay. Everybody's got to learn. Okay. So if we're all here, oh, we're waiting for a warlock. It happened again? Come on, dude. Please tell me you can get up from there. I think I'm gonna name this episode after the tank, to be honest. Where'd he go? Oh, he went the long way around. I'm just gonna be a little snooty and tell him to watch his step. Good. Now we can continue. I'm sorry if I'm a little quiet. I'm just realizing that focusing on healing is gonna kind of take a little bit of my concentration. But I hope that it makes for an enjoyable keyboard and clicking experience. And I hope that my nostalgic memories and commentary can help lull you to sleep. Because that's the goal at the end of the day, is to get you to sleep. I do like our team. We've got a lot of the bases covered. We've got a human, a night elf, a draenei, and a gnome. All we're missing is a dwarf, I think. And we'd have the original 5 alliance races. Wow. So we're making our way to the top of the pirate ship, and at the top of the pirate ship, we will face the 2 final bosses. Yes, spoiler alert, there's 2. But if you're paying attention to this side of the screen, that doesn't surprise you. Or if you played the game before, this really doesn't surprise you. Because the Deadmines or Ragefire Chasm are 2 of the dungeons that level 15 players will start out first through the dungeon finder, because the dungeons were made with specific levels in mind. And even though now the levels scale because of progression, and so that you're, being exposed to new challenges and quests, because all the dungeons have their own quests, it progresses in the same way as levels did. So this is Admiral Ripsnarl. He is a Worgen, and the Worgen were the 6th playable race for the Alliance, which I kind of liked. They got like a feral race as part of the Alliance. While the Horde got goblins, this all was in the Cataclysm expansion, part of the... Oof, that's gonna be real loud. I'm so sorry if that woke you up. But part of the Cataclysm expansion, part of the marketing, was that there were gonna be new playable races. And so the Alliance got Worgen, which were more monstrous, which they're not used to. Normally Alliance races are more humanoid. They're more flesh and bone and not necessarily scales and fur. But they mixed it up and gave the Alliance a feral race. Or not a feral race, but a race that's more akin to a monster. And the Horde got goblins, which were cute and fleshy in comparison to the normal monstrous furry animals the horde tends to associate with.
Find her until it is too late.
So we killed him, and now we just gotta kill one more person. And we got our first ring, which is nice. So we'll equip that. And here's the captain. Quotation captain. Cookie. So, in the original Deadmines, before Cataclysm, the expansion, they kind of changed everything. Cookie was a boss that you could encounter earlier in the dungeon. And he was pretty easy to take down. This one's pretty easy to take down too, he just kind of sits there. But wands were kind of a big deal for casters. And he dropped a wand when you killed him, so he was kind of a must-do, must-go-to character to beat for casters. And that's it, guys. We did the Deadmines, which is cool. Beat Cookie, loot him, and we'll turn in our quest with Horatio Lane.
King's honor, friend.
Who?
For the Alliance.
Wow, did we just level up again? Wow, we did. And we learned a psychic scream, which isn't very ASMR-like. But yeah, if you were with us for our last video, you know that Horatio Lane was tracking these murders, and that they were traced to the Defias here in the Deadmines. The Deadmines are located underneath Westfall. I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to do it for us today. We leveled from level 15 to 18, went through the Deadmines, and hopefully in our next video, we'll do a different dungeon. Fingers crossed for the Ragefire Chasm. So, I hope you are sound asleep, and I thank you for visiting me today. And I can't wait to see you next time in the world of Warcraft.